You have a good breakfast? Good. What'd you have?
Chocolate chip yogurt.
With? Oh, hold on a second. We're live.
That's why all the waxes on
Those? Oh, we're going to talk about that. That's a great question. What do we got? Hey, look at that. There's Jerry. We've got someone watching us. That's creepy. Is that creepy? Someone's watching us?
Mm-mm.
No? All right. I'm going to shut the door. You can talk to whoever you want. Muma's probably going to watch. Say hi to your Muma. She can see you. You can't see her.
Mama?
Good morning. Happy, what day is today?
Sunday.
Today's Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. I'm here. I can hardly see you. So, obviously, I've got, what's your name?
Jerry.
Jerry with me. And we're going to talk a little about, he asked about what are all these X's. And these X's are on my daily 75 hard checklist. 14 days are down. That leaves 61 left, maybe. So I keep that right in the office here. So that way I can check it every day, make sure that I'm following my diet, doing my 2 workouts. I just finished 1 workout, not having my alcohol or cheat meals, taking my progress picture, drinking my water, which I always have in these wonderful Ultimate Health Performance water bottles, and doing my 10 pages of reading. So 2 complete weeks down. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. And then Jerry wanted to talk about some stuff. So first, 75 hard. Yeah, 2 weeks are down. You know, it's more, I was talking to another guy who's doing it randomly, like just, you know, you post about it and someone out in California is doing it. And he was asking about, you know, my experience so far. And I said, the hardest thing is making sure you are good with your time management. That's my camera. Please don't. Oh, you can have that Lego. Yeah. Making sure you're on with your time management. And that is how it is with anything. And that's really what this is. This isn't a fitness plan. It's not a diet plan. It's about mentally putting yourself in the perspective of, you know, making sure you're staying structured, you're staying focused on a specific task. I have 6 tasks I have to do every day. I have to ensure that those 6 tasks get done at the end of the day in order for me to put my X on the box for day 15, 16, 17. As I'm doing it, I am slowly adapting to a different diet. So week 1 was all about eliminating added sugars and desserts, because what's your favorite food?
Chocolate chip yogurt.
Chocolate chip yogurt. Because when you're making a 4.5-year-old yogurt in the morning and then sprinkling chocolate chips, it's super easy to just throw a handful in your mouth. I would do it. Beth does it. You do it. Everybody does it, because that's what tastes good. You know, and those are some of that was one of the main reasons why I really wanted to get in on this, was because you do that once, you do that, you know, you just do it every day. And all of a sudden it's like, man, I wonder how much chocolate I'm consuming over the course of a day or a week. And it's all these like little pieces and parts of, you know, the kids leave a little bit of cereal. Now you go and you grab, you know, these guys, well, Parker will eat cereal with milk, but Jerry refuses to eat cereal with milk, right? No milk. So you, all of a sudden, it's like you're grabbing a handful of their cereal. And what's your favorite cereal? What'd you have last night when you were laying in bed?
Reese's Puffs.
Reese's Puffs. You had Cookie Crisp.
Yes, Cookie Crisp.
Yes. Yeah. So it was about getting rid of some of that stuff. And then the second week, I really wanted to focus on the time management piece, as well as, again, refining the diet even more. Because I didn't want to go, for example, day one, okay, now I'm going to start keto. I'm going to make sure I'm getting these 2 workouts in. I'm going to read 10 pages. I'm going to drink a gallon of water, blah, 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 blah. I didn't want to do it that way because I wanted it to be like a progression. Just something that I'm experimenting with so like the last, so like starting like yesterday, I took carbs out of breakfast. So I'm slowly adding more fats in, pulling more carbs out, because I probably, at the end of this, my goal is to be probably like, day 43, 44, somewhere in there, is to be full on keto again. And then I'm going to play around because I'm not training for anything. It's easy for me to maintain ketosis when I'm not training for an Ironman, for example. Good morning, Trisha. Trisha says good morning.
Good morning, Trisha.
I think you saw her at the office one day.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So going back to that, I've been doing a lot more research on keto. Good morning, Matt. And, so just playing around. And again, I like to play around with different diets, different times of the year, because I think that it's more beneficial for my life. It's just easier to do. And that's kind of where my progression is going. So, this week I'm changing my breakfast, pulling the carbs out of breakfast. So like today it was a 3-egg omelet with half an avocado, and half a cup of strawberries, versus last week it was, I don't remember what it was now. So anyway, that's kind of where that's going. That's 75 hard. That's all well and good. What did you want to talk about? What?
The seeds and the deer antlers.
The seeds and the deer antlers.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to talk about with seeds? Okay. Well, you think about that. When you're ready, you just raise your hand and let me know, okay? What do you want to talk about with the seeds? What kind of seeds you have there? Pumpkin seeds. What else you got?
Acorn.
And an acorn. So where are we planting the pumpkin seeds?
First in the house.
Plant them in the house in some dirt, right?
And the acorn in water.
We're going to see if the acorn floats. What if the acorn floats? What's that mean?
That's good.
That's good. That's right. So
and if it doesn't, that's bad.
Then we send it back outside and feed it to the squirrels to see if they turn into an oak tree.
Yeah.
All right. So that's what we're going to do today.
Yeah, and I found a brown one. I found a brown acorn seed. Those ones don't float.
Oh. Yeah, we got to find the fresh ones right when they fall. That's the best time to get them. So we'll do that.
Did I find this one right when it falls?
Probably not. Probably the day after. And then what are we going to do? Plant them outside and eat the pumpkins in the fall and grow oak trees from the acorn. That's what it turns into.
Yeah, and then when oak tree, do we have oak trees?
In the woods out back.
Ooh. When those oak trees drop their nuts, then you could make more and more and more and more.
That's right. That's the goal, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why they do it. That's why they drop their acorns.
Do you know what seed this is?
I don't know what seed that is. We'll ask the internet. Here, let me see it. Let's see if we can dig that one out. All right, internet. Jerry wants to know, what is this seed? Well, triangular shaped seed, sort of. Jerry wants to know what kind of seed that is. I don't really know. Oh, Muma says, great addition to the show. Muma's watching you right now. Anything you want to say to your Muma?
Did you plant pumpkin seeds right now?
Well, while we wait for her to answer, we're going to talk a little bit about visualization. Do you know what visualization is?
No.
Okay. Now you're going to learn. All right. So visualization is something that I think a lot of people, they do, but they don't realize they're doing. So one way that I've talked with people about visualization in the past is you can think back to a good or a bad photo, and you can use that as your motivation to, I want to get back to what I looked like at this point in my life, or I want to make sure I don't go back. I don't like keeping photos of what I used to look like because Mama says she planted 20 of them.
Oh.
We better plant 21.
Yeah, because I got even more.
All right. Well, you count them and make sure you got 21.
Dad, I got 2.5 to count.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14, 91.
91?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's good. We'll have plenty of pumpkins. So I personally don't like to look at the old photos because I'm more disappointed in how I was back then than anything else, but we still have them, and I can still reference back to them if I'm in like one of those spots where I'm like, I really don't have the motivation to do anything, which I don't run through that much anymore because I'm very task oriented. So, you know, and if you have a moment where you are like, you absolutely I love how I looked on this vacation. Well, then you have that photo and you can think back, what was I doing to get to that point? He is, I asked him if he wanted to be a guest today, Kristen. Kristen says you're cute. So you can also use someone else whose physique that you like look up to. You know, for example, I had a client one time bring in, he was a soccer player. He brought in some soccer player who I didn't have any idea who it was. And he was like, I wanna look like him. And, you know, from like a definition perspective. And obviously the biggest thing I always say is logical. Like if you're like talking about, if I'm like, all right, I want to look like Dwayne Johnson, probably not a realistic expectation. I know we look a lot alike, but probably not. And then even if you're doing an event, whether it's a 5K or an Ironman, taking the time to visualize, you know, parts of the race. So that, because what that'll do is that'll help kind of steer that motivation. Careful with that. Steer that motivation. You know, a lot of people who will watch this have done Ironman Lake Placid. Ironman Lake Placid is famous for the oval, and coming down Mirror Lake Drive on your second loop of the run and you get to take the right that time. Because as you come down, if you haven't done it, the first loop you go left and you go back out to towards River Road. The second loop you go right, you come into the oval, and that's, you know, with 200 meters to go. And that's, you know, when you see the banner, you see all these people sitting up in the crowd. It is possibly the most electrifying experience. You can be in a world of hurt and it all just kind of melts away at that point. And there is absolutely no different. You can't replicate that year to year. Whether you have the best race of your life or whatever, you're never going to get that feeling back. And there's something very magical. I believe there's something very magical about it happening in Lake Placid. So the last quarter mile of all of my runs leading up to any time I've you know, in 15 and then I don't know, 17 or 18, whenever I did again.
Dad, how many seeds do I have?
You have 91. We already counted them.
Yeah. Do I have more than Numa?
Yes, you do.
Oh, yeah. So then we have more pumpkins.
Hey, there goes your school bus. Maybe they can take you.
No.
All right. There's no, like, spending time visualizing yourself finishing the race or visualizing yourself landing that position that you've been aiming for at work or whatever you're trying to accomplish. You know, seeing yourself getting to that goal is going to help maintain that motivation, especially like yesterday I talked about extrinsic and intrinsic, especially that intrinsic motivation. That's got to come from within. That's got to be that fire. It's got to be what fires you up. And I mean, and you can even, you know, especially if you're able to attend an event such as like Ironman, and then you sign up, and then as you're training for it, like you're remembering the sounds, the sights. I mean, you know, just the whole atmosphere. And so as you hit those dark spots, you're like, you know what? I've been here before in training. I've been here before in staying at the office till 3 o'clock in the morning, knowing that I'm going to get that call and they're going to call me in and they're going to be like, hey man, you've been performing above and beyond. We're giving you that promotion or whatever the situation might be. So using visualization as a tool to help you maintain your motivation, I think is very important. So that's really what today was supposed to be about. And then Jerry wanted to talk about seeds. Anything else?
The deer antlers.
What about the deer antlers? Where did you find the deer antlers?
Out down there.
Down back?
Mm-hmm. And one was on the deer.
It was? How'd you get it off the deer?
I don't know.
Oh.
With a knife?
So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a good plan.
Yeah, it would be a good plan. Shed hunting is what Jerry is referring to. We've gone shed hunting. We go shed hunting. You've had pretty good success shed hunting this year, haven't you? Yeah.
I think it was last year.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Want to say goodbye to everybody?
Goodbye.
Thanks for tuning in. I hope you liked our special guest today. He's standing on a chair, just so you know. He's not really that tall yet. He's still in like 39 inches tall. Just a little bitty thing. All right, so we're going to get some work done. We're going to plant some pumpkin seeds. So you can find your pumpkins this year at Jerry's farm. What do you want to call your farm? Do you want to call your farm anything? Where people can buy their pumpkins this fall? That's how you could save up money to be able to buy your Legos. Mm-hmm. All right. All right, guys. I will see you tomorrow. I doubt I will have my assistant. He's probably going to be playing in the other room. Sound like a plan? All right. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Visualization. Enjoy the beautiful weather. Again, another day that it's not raining and that the sun is going to peek out on and off. It's supposed to be in the 50s. So get outside, even if it's for 30 minutes. Disconnect. Get some fresh air. Get some, bugs in your face. And remember to practice your social distancing to prevent the spread of the
coronavirus.
Because it's bad. Yeah. All right. Goodbye.